What's up guys, Venny here, bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be talking about ideally my dream starter team. Obviously I'm going to be putting a lot more FIFA points into the game, so when you're looking at the team obviously on your screen you're thinking, Jesus Christ, that's going to be crazy. Yes, it's probably going to cost me a lot of money from the start, but that's something you have to do as a pro player. You need to invest into the year a load of FIFA points to obviously be able to compete at the at the highest level, because that's just how the FIFA esports sort of scene works. Sadly, that's not the case. There might be some changes coming in this year, but nothing actually has been confirmed at this date of time. So this could completely change come release, maybe when we know a little bit more. But right now, this is my thinking behind what I'm trying to build for going into the year. Obviously, a lot of other pros might put a lot more money on than me, and obviously have a better team, but I think if I can achieve something similar to this, I'll be very happy. I think the only question mark really when I'm looking at this team is Hullet. Obviously that could be a lot of money. Obviously it all depends what you pack and whatnot, but this is what hopefully is my dream starter team going into FIFA 21. If you're new around here, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to as well, and leave a comment on what some players you're trying to go for in your starter teams, or maybe just at the end game, because obviously, people might have different sort of approaches going into the year. A lot of you might not put FIFA points in compared to me where I am. But yeah, let's get into my dream starter team and talk a bit of reason why I picked these players. To keep in mind, I haven't thought about any squad restrictions going into next year. One, because as I said earlier in the intro, we don't actually know if there's going to be restrictions, if there's going to be loan cards or whatever they try and plan to do. So I'm just going to sort of plan a team to build and create for FUT Champs, just so I can try and achieve the highest rank in FUT Champs. So that's my goal when I'm building my dream starter team. Nothing to do really with there's sort of some thought behind it, obviously trying to think possibilities what there are for the pro scene, but at the end of the day it's all things I don't know the answer to at the end of the day. So yeah, this is my dream starter team going into it. Got De Gea in goal, 88 pace, 89 reflex, 81 182 precision, 86 rated. Obviously gone down rated this year. 6'4", usually has the safer feet trait. I assume he still has it. That's the main reason I've gone with him in goal. I think he's probably the best choice in goal out of the Premier League goalkeepers at the start. So De Gea comes in net. No, obviously you can have all sorts. You can go Alisson, Edison, whatever you feel suited. I could even change it up here and there with this team, but that's something what maybe I could talk about later on in the video. My defense, right back Kyle Walker. If you know about me, I love fast right backs and decent dribbling. Preferably people like Cancelo is probably the preferred one, but obviously chemistry wise, that is something I might risk. But then I've just thought about maybe I could even play Ronaldo on 8 chem at the start of the year. Who knows? That's something. Maybe I could go Cancelo into Ronaldo. That's an interesting thought. Maybe I should have had a little bit more thought process. This is the good thing about building your dream team now, because then you can sort of come up with new ideas whilst explaining it and talking about it to your friends or to myself or whoever you like to talk to your team about. Centre backs, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk. Van Dijk, no matter what happened, he's a must in my team next year, I think, because this guy last year was the best centre back in the game. And from the things what they've added into the game next year, well, for FIFA 21, he should be the best centre back we own the game, hands down, not even close. I've partnered in with Joe Gomez, a cheaper sort of option, so I can, there is some sort of. He's going to be expensive, don't get it twisted, because he's 82 pace and he's got 8 rate. He's going to be really expensive in the Premier League. But maybe I could have gone Varane, which was going to be a lot more. So different things I have considered. Obviously Joe Gomez coming in there as the other centre back next to Van Dijk. I think these two together will be seen a lot at the top level, or just in your sweaty FUT Champs teams. I think a lot of people will be planning to do this. I think people will try and get Joe Gomez in because he comes with quite a big frame. He's tall, he's fast, he's basically a cheap Van Dijk. So definitely look to get Joe Gomez into your cheaper teams. But also, if you're going into trying to compete and you're looking to get a team, maybe Joe Gomez is somebody to look into. Into the left back, we've got Sandro, and this is one of the decisions I wasn't really happy about, but to get Ronaldo on some decent chemistry before I thought about Cancelo, you know, I went with Sandro just to get him on that full cam. I could have done Cuadrado on the right back, but I didn't really like Cuadrado's defensive and physical stats. So that's why I went to the left, a little bit more of a slower pace. Alexandro, 81 pace, 81 defending, 81 physical. Obviously, the 77 passing as well to combine with that. It'd be a decent left back at the start of the year, but of course, if the pro scene obviously has squad restrictions, maybe Sandro will have to come down completely. And so for, you know, there might have to be some changes here and there within this team. Right centre mid, we've got Frankie de Jong, 80 pace, 64 shooting, 84 passing, 87 dribbling, 76 defending, 77 physical. This guy last year, same as Van Dijk, he was unbelievable. Frankie de Jong Team of the Year was probably the best card in midfield alongside Ruud last year. And I think his gold card is going to be as good if you can partner him with Hullet at the start of the year. So that's why I've gone with de Jong next to Hullet. He was probably the main guy you've probably seen on your screen. Obviously the central guy, Ruud Hullet, puts all the chemistry together. Top player, the best player in the game, hands down. Him and R9, them two are always the best in the game. Obviously, we've got some new icons, which you guys, if you want to know my opinions of the icons, you can go and check out the upload from yesterday or the day before. Next day, I don't know whenever it's coming out, but yeah, there is my opinions on the new icons. And then we've got Ronaldo at the left centre mid spot. Obviously, he's not going to be playing it in game. But 89 pace, 93 shooting, 81 pass, 89 dribbling, 77 physical. I love Ronaldo at the start of the year, every game, just because he is so overpowered. Obviously, as time goes on, a lot of people can have more pacey defenders, so he sort of deflates, and obviously there's a lot of cards will become a lot better than him. But at the start of the year, for me, Ronaldo is probably one of the best cards, obviously with his 5-star, 4-star, crazy shot power, good finishing. Obviously, I don't know if he has lost pace. I think he's the same pace as last year, so yeah. Looking forward to use him again going into FIFA 21. And then the attack, Neymar, Mbappe, Dembele. Dembele's on a weak chem, he's on 7 chem because apparently his normal card stats is a left wing. But I'm okay taking the chemistry thing because he's going to be playing out wide and he's not going to be required to do too much. Striker is Mbappe and the winger, left wing is Neymar. Neymar last year for me, as I was mentioning about Van Dijk, is probably the go-to defender. I think Neymar is your go-to attacker. I think no matter what happens this year, your main focus, if you're trying to build a sick team, is to get Neymar in some sort of way. I think he's going to be the main guy for everybody's team. He's going to feel unbelievable on the ball. Last year, FIFA 20, bro, this guy was insane. And same thing with FIFA 19. This guy was insane. But obviously, because of the first-time finesses and stuff, people didn't really use him. And the crossing bit, he was still really good on the ball. And that's what I'm really looking into when it comes to FIFA 21. Maybe having him as my camp, but he's definitely going to be my camp. And this guy is going to be sensational, really, when it comes to early on FIFA. And like, his gold card was good until probably the team of season cards come out. Honestly, this guy was phenomenal. Same thing with Mbappe, great card. Obviously, I think he's got some upgrades compared to last year. Maybe a better shooting. Which will be very useful because his shooting, I think, at the start of last year kind of lacked. It was kind of soft, so I'm interested to see what actually his shot power will be. I don't know if I can actually see on here if I go like information, shot power, 86. So he's got a decent shot power this year and good finishing. So definitely a card to work for. So I think a lot of people might not even go on CR7. Sorry, maybe just use Mbappe as a striker, which is fair enough, but for me, obviously, because I'm hoping to have a bigger budget, Mbappe will probably be pushed out wide into my team. So yeah, this is the team. Obviously, before I go in-game and change it up, go into formation, this is what I'm sort of aiming for. All depends, one, how much money I do put in the game, what my pack looks like, and just the general price of the players. I might completely butcher it and not even come close to this. I think the main thing for me is probably Hullet. It's probably unlikely for me to afford him, depending on, as I mentioned, how much points we actually put on when coming into it. But if we can get Hullet, obviously that's a bonus. But I think maybe I'm looking to maybe get like a lesser player, maybe get two icons in here, like a Vieira and Zidane, or that'd probably be more expensive. But you know, you get the idea. Maybe I have to go somewhere cheaper, like go Zidane instead of Hullet, whatever it may be. But yeah, this is what I'm looking to get before obviously we end the video, I'll talk about how I would use this in game. Probably 2 formations I'm probably going to use next year, 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1, and that's obviously assuming the game's going to be fairly similar to what we've seen previous years. And just my general playstyle, I think 4-2-3-1 and 4-4-2 works the best for it. So in game, obviously the backline stays the same with the keeper, but my CDMs would be Frankie de Jong on the right, Hoodit on the left, because obviously Hoodit's got that better weak foot, got that 5-star weak foot, and I would probably play one of these, well, Hoodit on balance and then de Jong on stay back. Neymar in the middle of the cam spot, because as I said, it's going to be the best player in the game, in my opinion, in the attack. Next year, on the right, Mbappe, Dembele on the left. Very simple. I think Dembele's got 5-star weak foot, so obviously I want to use Mbappe. He's got the worst of weak foot, so that's why I was sticking him out on the right, because he's probably going to be shooting on the right less than his left if he's on the right, if that makes sense. And then CR7 up top as the striker. This is obviously, as I mentioned, it is more of a dream, but you know, if a boy can't dream, then what is there? You know, I think that's a sale of some sort. Probably not. Going into the 4-4-2, if I did play 4-4-2 though, as I said, I don't know how the game's going to be playing. These formations might be awful. 4-1-2-1-2 might be back next year, who knows? But yeah, same back line, Mbappe on the right, de Jong and Hoodit in the middle, Dembele on the left, Neymar left striker, CR7 right striker. Excuse me, that was how I would set up my team if I obviously can achieve this. Obviously this could change, as I've mentioned, but who knows. But yeah, that'll be it for the video, guys. As I mentioned, let me know what you guys are thinking for starter teams, dream teams, whatever it may be. But for me, I think this is my plan going. I think it's quite a basic. Maybe I try and look and get one of them new icons in, like the Eto or whatever's available. But this is probably my plan going into FIFA 21. But yeah, that'll be it for the video, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And peace. Never